Here's a video I didn't expect to have to make today. Apparently, on Twitter, somebody says that I should be ashamed of myself for apparently thinking that I'm entitled to being on the Derailed Sunday Night Show. And this tweet caused someone else to come to me in a DM feeling, maybe upset's not the word, but I'm gonna use upset anyway. Maybe unhappy might be a better word about this person's tweet because she included me in her own tweet expressing how much she enjoyed being on the shows last night, not just Derailed, but a show that took place afterwards. I'm not going to mention names. I'm only going to mention one name. I'm not going to mention anyone else's name. I'm not going to show tweets. I'm not going to show DMs. I'm just going to talk. So, you want me to feel ashamed of myself? You want me to feel humble? Well, here you go. I am giving an open apology to the Derailed community, specifically Gatekeeper Drew and the co-hosts on the call last night, because apparently somebody had taken what I said in the chat the wrong way. I called into the show at 10:35 p.m. Drew DMs me on Twitter, says, "I'll let you on the show. We're at max capacity. Can you wait a little bit?" And I said, "Sure." Now, some time goes by and someone else comes on the show. They're added to the show. And, she's on for a little bit and she offers her spot to me. And I said, I appreciate it, but no, I don't want to replace you. And, and then 2 hours goes by. I'm still waiting to get on the show. And another person comes on the show. And, of course, I don't know beforehand that these people were either on the call before the show started or when the show started, or that they were invited before the show started. I'm not in the Derailed creative room that all the co-hosts have. I don't know anything that goes on behind the scenes on the show. So I'm not a mind reader. So to me, and I said, one thing I did say was, hold on. Someone else now gets on the call and I'm still waiting. And I said that, I let my personal feelings cloud my judgment. I felt, a little annoyed and upset that I felt like I was being skipped over, because at that point I had been waiting for 2 hours to get on the call. And one of the other co-hosts suggested that he finally add me to the call. And he seemingly said that, in a more, I would say, annoyed way. I wouldn't say pissed off, but I would say annoyed. Basically, it seemed like, the way he said it, it came off like, hey, put this guy on to shut him the fuck up. And, I also did say, hey, if I don't get on the call, it is what it is. I'll just go do something else while I continue to listen to the show. Because there are nights that I don't want to come on the show. There are nights I can't get on the show. And I do just that anyway. I do something else. Whether I'm doing chores, or I'm playing a video game, or I'm doing something on the computer. But at the same time, on Sunday night, regardless of what I'm doing, whether I'm on the call or not, I'm doing something else. When I'm on the call, of course, I'm paying a lot more attention than when I'm not on the call. But, and it was at that point when I said, hey, if I don't get on the call, I'm just going to go do something else and I'll continue listening. And that's when the co-host suggested to finally put me on the show, and he seemed kind of annoyed about it. So they say true feelings, or is it true meaning, cannot be conveyed through text. So, and I made a joke again about the one person. She offered me her spot, and she said, "Hey, if the Rose wants to get on the call, I'll leave." And the reaction she got was overwhelmingly negative. So I made a joke about it in the chat. I said, "Yikes." I said, "Maybe I'm not wanted after all. LOL." So I wasn't being serious about that. And again, I said, "I appreciate it, by the way, but I don't want to replace you." So I denied the offer. And apparently, and I got on the call. Apparently, Drew, according to this one person, who decided they were going to pick a fight on Twitter today, apparently Drew was just being nice when I apparently have no right to be on the show, and I should have been treated like shit last night instead of what he claims to have been Drew being nice to me about it, and because he didn't want to be rude, apparently. But like I said, I'm not a mind reader, and I don't know what goes on or how the show starts behind the scenes. One thing I did say, I let my feelings cloud my judgment, when I said the one thing, but, it happens. Human beings have feelings. It's going to happen. It happens to everyone. So to that, if you feel at all, Drew and any of the co-hosts, I want to say I'm sorry for however anything I said in the chat might have come across to you as negative, or if it annoyed you or anything, but there's only one time I truly said how I felt. And other than that, I was either joking or I was just flat out saying, hey, if I don't get on the call, I'll just go do something else and, watch the show. Because like I said, if I don't go on the show, if I don't want to or I can't, that's what I do anyway. So to me, it would have felt no different. To me, I want to come on the show and hang out with everybody, And Drew said that, as he grows in size on YouTube, you can't have like 60 people on a call. And he's right. First of all, I don't think anyone's computer would be able to handle that. Number two, you'd be a fucking madman to try. But he's right. That'd be absolute madness. And, basically, there's going to come a time where people are going to have to start fighting for a spot, and they're going to have to start replacing other people if they want to be on the show. But, with me, I'm not the kind of person that wants to take from somebody else. I would rather have a piece, or I'd rather share a piece of that with the next person rather than taking their piece. But, going forward, I guess it is what it is. But, I want to come on the show. I want to hang out with, the other people on the call because I generally enjoy it. I have fun. I laugh. We fuck with each other, Some comments are more mean-spirited than others, but it's all part of the show. It's all good fun. I apologized to Drew months ago for previous mistakes I had made. And he said that I was welcome onto the show as long as I'm not a blithering idiot. Now, he used a different word, but I use blithering idiot, so substitute idiot for any other word that means relatively the same thing. I don't know. After last night, maybe he feels differently. And I want to let you guys know I hate two-faced motherfuckers. But I also will say that for every one person that may hate me, it seems like I have about 5 or 6 more that feel the opposite. And while I have no problem with anybody in the community, seems like there's one person, for whatever reason, hates me. I don't know why, because I've done nothing to this person. But they say if you're being hated on, for no reason, then he must be doing something right. It was the first time that he had asked me to wait, and after 2 hours and two other people who I didn't know were previously invited to the call, and Drew knew they were going to get on before me. I didn't know that, and I let my personal feelings get in the way of that. So, but remember, this is the same guy um, who said that if I was alive in 2021, he'd rather be dead and he'd rather kill himself. He said that on the Derailed episode 141 post show. 141 post show. Now, of course, you can only see that on Drew's Derailed Patreon. So, but yeah, he said that, and this person felt, this person who attacked me today on Twitter because of a tweet somebody else put out expressing her enjoyment of being on the shows last night with all of us. She DM'd me today, apologizing for what the other person said and offering to delete all of her tweets about last night's shows because she felt bad that somebody wanted to use their opinion that they have every right to have to pick a fight. And it's kind of fucked up, but you want me to be ashamed of myself? Like I said, you want me to feel humble? You want me to humble myself? Well, here you fucking go.